Hey guys, I'm back with another video. Today's topic is about whether or not you have felt as a woman undervalued or underestimated. And of course, being me, being Meeks, this one is particularly for the culture because again, I can only speak on my own experiences being a Black woman and how, throughout my life up to this point, I have felt undervalued or underestimated in what I can offer and bring to the table. If you haven't seen my video about what it felt like being at a predominantly white school, a PWI, and what it felt like being a Black girl and a bio major, and just that whole process of developing these insecurities and just feeling like I didn't equate to my peers who were not Black or brown like me. So I go into detail about some of the things I went through during that experience in those videos. So check them out on IG, Be Unapologetic, Be You. But basically, it's just the idea of, in our entire lives, just from what I've observed and again what I've gone through, I've realized that the Black woman and women in general are underappreciated. You could be a mom, you could be a wife, you could just be a girlfriend, or just a regular human being in a woman, and you still are treated as if you don't compare to the male species, or just, again, being Black, the male species, the Black male species, the white man, the white woman. And then you have your own people who look at you and also don't even think like you ain't, no, like, but basically, it's just crazy that it's like that. Why do we have to feel that way? Why must we go through the things we go through and hear the things we hear and experience the things we experience all because we're women or we're Black women? I can say, just going back to my career, for instance, I know when I was in school doing my clinicals for OT, it was a thing where, again, it's not a career that's filled with a lot of Black women or Black people in general. It's like 80% white women. And so when I would do my clinicals, the patients, you may have patients who are white, and even your nurses and all of that who work around you, their automatic assumption is that you're a nurse, you're a CNA, or you're just someone who they just can't see being in a higher level position. And not that nurses aren't higher level positions, but that's literally kind of like the pool in which they have put Black women. Because in healthcare, if you think about it, there are a lot of Black women who are nurses on all tiers, from CNAs to LPNs to the RNs. We run that shit. We do. And it's created this stereotype that when it comes to healthcare, that's all that Black women pretty much pursue. And I'm here to tell you that's not fucking true. That's not true at all. But it's crazy because you can go in a patient's room, it could be a white man, and he can see your white coat, you can have your name tag on with your credentials, and he'll still say, hey, I need you to come in here and change me, and I need you to come in here and do this, this, and this, as if, I'm just the person that is just the one that does that job. And I'm just like, no, I'm here to do your evaluation so you can get about this bed. Like, I'm not here just to, clean you and do all of that. I'm here to help you do that shit on your own. Like, I worked hard to get to that point to where I wasn't, looked at as just being here. Because as Black women, I'm always about showing people that we're here because of what society tries to tell us, because they want to keep us here. And that's not true. And like, I literally chose a job. Well, no, I'm not going to say I chose a job, but I literally uprooted my life in Chicago just for the simple fact that I didn't want to be in the Midwest working with a bunch of white women. I know that sounds crazy, but just based on the context of this topic and this conversation, for me, it made sense. Because for me, I wasn't gonna feel comfortable in those environments. Not because I don't like white people, it's just because they don't relate to me. They don't listen to what I listen to. They don't go through some of the things that I go through. It's just a whole different thing. And then again, it's just the idea of them treating you and looking at you as if you don't belong there anyways. So that's literally why I uprooted and we moved to Atlanta, because I was like, I want to be in the Black Mecca. I want to be around Black, where, you know, a lot of Black businesses are prospering. So I currently work for two female-owned Black businesses, and I'm happy to say that. It feels good to say that, and I'm hoping one day I can get to that point. But it's so different culturally because I'm working around other Black OTs, and I'm working around other Black people who are prospering in other fields beyond what you would typically see. And so it's just a really great feeling. Like, Black people here in Atlanta, we run this shit. And for me, being as pro-Black as I am and just being so about the culture and about the people, it just made sense for me. And it's been a pretty dope experience. It's been a pretty dope experience. And I find that my patients, my kiddos, and my parents, you know, that I've built great rapport with, they really are inspired by me. They look up to me. And they actually, you know, listen to the knowledge that I have to share with them, because I genuinely want to help and just make this community and our community better. And so I find it easier to just do that here and to relate to people on a whole different scale. But it's definitely a reason behind my moves and the things that I do. I'm very strategic with what I try to do and what I'm trying to achieve in this life. So that's where we at with that. I know a lot of intelligent Black women who are doctors and lawyers, top nurses, Black OTs that I graduated with from Chicago State, Black educators. We're everywhere. Black women are everywhere. And I just feel like the sky's the limit for us. I just feel like we can really accomplish anything we set our minds to, no matter the odds that are stacked against us. I've seen us prevail, and I've seen a Black woman in the White House as the first lady. So when that shit happened, I literally was like, y'all can't tell me shit. Y'all said Harriet Tubman freed how many slaves? Y'all can't tell me shit. My mama went through what and got through that shit? Y'all can't tell me shit. Like, we get through everything that is presented to us. If we have that fight in us, we get through it. We prevail. And we are literally the backbone. And we are literally the backbone of everything. We make shit shake. And that's just on that. But I definitely feel like, you know, the women who are, or who take pride in their education and their level of intellect, and when they're approached by others, it becomes a battle between egos and who's smarter than who and who knows more than who, because we know society cannot handle a vocal Black woman. And that's just created stereotypes and just insecurities amongst a lot of women. To be Black, to be a Black woman, and to be vocal. Oh, she's angry. Oh, she always got a problem with something. Oh, she always got something to say. Why? She almost fell out my chair. But why? Why is it like that? Why is it like every time something happens, it's like, oh, here she goes. She's about to start. Let's brace ourselves. And it's just like that. Like, oh, she's about to go on this rant. Oh, she talks too much. Oh, she thinks she knows everything. Oh, she's a smart ass. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, why does it have to be that? Yes, are there women out there who are like that? Of course. But we don't all fit in that same bubble. It just doesn't work like that. But it's very frustrating because people will definitely try to bring you down. They try to bring you down because they're not confident in themselves, or they, like, again, like I said, they just think that they're better than you and above you. And I just don't get that, and I hate it. So that's why I'm always wearing this chip on my shoulder, because I'm like, I got something to say. I always got something to say, and I'm never gonna not say it. You feel me? So it's just crazy. It's really crazy how it's like that. You know, we've all heard it. We've all heard it before. Black women and their attitudes. Black women in this. Black women in that. Okay, you and this, you and that. Like, I can say the same things about you. just depends on the day, right? Everybody has feelings, everybody has emotions, but you know what it is? It's just the fact that when we feel, it's powerful. It means something, and people can connect with it, and people see the strength we have when we overcome things and go through things. And the level at which we prevail and persevere, it's in us. It's in us, and the world can't handle it. And you know, you see it within your own culture. Your own people try to bring you down for being vocal and being enlightened and being, you know, one who speaks on how they feel. They want to try to make you feel like, oh, you think you better than me because you know X, Y, and Z. And it's like, yo, it's not even like that. It's just called growth. Like, what do you mean? It's just, I mean, I can go into relationships, but we gonna talk about that on a different video. How Black men are when it comes to Black women, and how they try to underestimate us and undervalue us and try to keep us here. Because it all goes together. It's tough. And then you have this battle of who has it worse, the Black man or the Black woman. But that topic, yeah, we gonna hold off on that one because I'm not trying to make this video too long. But at the end of the day, it is just crazy how you still feel to this day that, you know, women have not progressed, and that you still feel slighted. You know, we think we've come so far, but we have not. And what does it take for us to get people to understand that we matter as women and as Black women? We matter. Y'all, people need us. You know what I'm saying? Nothing moves. You can't have life without the woman. You know what I'm saying? So everything starts with us. We have it in us. And I don't want women out there to feel like we're still beneath everyone. I don't want Black women to feel like the world and the odds are still stacked against us, because It is, but we've progressed so much that it's just like, and I'm just seeing different women just within my age range and people I've connected with over the years and that I went to school with, played basketball with, whatever, who have excelled tremendously and are doing great things. The sky is the fucking limit. And I just feel like, we all go through that point where we have felt undervalued or underestimated. It's like I can knock on, I could do home health. I know my sister, I have a sister who's an occupational therapist, and she does home health where she goes to different homes and does her treatments there. And she'll knock on the door, and maybe the family, the caregiver who's there for the patient will answer the door and say, "Hey, your aide is here." And my sister's like, "I ain't no motherfucking aide, bitch. I got," you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not to shit on aides or anyone, who take on those careers. It's just that when you have gotten yourself to a certain point, you promote it. You feel good about that because you did that shit. And that's exactly how I am. You're not gonna demean me and my level of intellect, my level of education, because I did it. And I did it by myself. And I did it to show y'all, that I can eat with the big dogs. I can sit at the table with the big dogs. I can sit at the table with you, white woman. I can sit at the table with you, white man. And I can show you and succeed and show the world that, hey, the odds were definitely stacked against me to get me where I needed to be right now, to get me to my career. The odds were definitely stacked against me, but I did that shit. I did that shit. And that's what I want. That's what I want women to feel like. Anything y'all do, anything y'all step into, anything y'all want to achieve and accomplish, put a chip on that shoulder. Wear a chip on your shoulder. Have some pride about it. Not too much. Don't be like me. Be having anxiety, all types of shit going on. But you know what I'm saying? Be who you think you are and step into your shit and own your shit and know that you belong, because we do belong. Women belong in all this shit. We belong anywhere. We belong at the tables. We deserve to be heard. Let's create platforms for each other. We have people out here now that are creating platforms for the culture, myself included, because I want people to know that we exist. And we are a driving force for the culture and for, again, I'm gonna say it again, anything that makes this shit operate. But I would love to hear stories about, how you guys have felt underestimated or undervalued, in your careers or just in your life as a wife, as a woman, as a mom, as a girlfriend, as a freaking human being. It's really crazy. It's just, I just want us to change our mindsets, because I saw my mother and I've heard her stories, and coming from that, she just never allowed me to feel less than what I was as a woman and as a Black woman, holding some shit down, getting shit done, never folding, and doing what she had to do to get where she needed to be. Like if I could really just go in and and talk about my mother's story, y'all would be like, whoa. Because mom Duke, she did that shit. My siblings, my two older sisters, I've watched them, they're, all three of these women were like obviously my first role models. I really look up to them. Very strong Black women who have gone through things. And I've just seen how they have prevailed, never folded. And to me, it's just so inspiring to see that. to see that we can go through anything and everything and still make it out on top. And so I've just never been in a space where, you know, I can feel how I feel. You know, like I said, I felt the insecurities and I felt undervalued and underestimated at times. I felt it, you know, but like I said, it kept me down, but it didn't stop me from moving forward. I'm always going to move forward. You can always feel how you feel and think what you think, but is it stopping you, or are you able to keep going? And so luckily I was able to keep going, and I feel, you know, I just feel accomplished. I feel good. And that's how we all should feel as women. When we achieve something, promote that shit, shout that shit out. Love on yourself. Be proud of that shit, because, you know, it's like we have closed off our voices for so long and have tried to minimize how we feel, what we think, what we have to say, just because of the way society projects their views on us. And those days are over. Like, I keep saying this, I'm not living in this, I'm not moving forward in life living in these old school ways of thinking or these old school ways of doing things, or just accepting the things that society tries to project on us. I'm not doing that shit no more. Like, I'm really on that be unapologetic, be you vibe, and I want everybody else to get on that too. But I hope I said enough. I didn't really say nothing, but at least I feel like I didn't say nothing. But I definitely just want to motivate women out there, you know, to just do you, be you. I'm always going back to that. Be you, unapologetically. You got something to say it. If you feel something and if you feel like you can sit at that table, what are the steps you're going to take to get there, to have a seat? You know what I'm saying? We work hard, and sometimes that work goes unnoticed. Are we done minimizing ourselves to fit into societal norms? Yes, we're done doing that shit. Why? Because we need our voices to be heard for the other little Black girls out there who feel like they don't have a voice, who feel like they aren't heard, who grow up, you know, in Black families. Sometimes we grow up not even expressing ourselves. I'm a candidate of that. So this is why stuff like this is big, because, you know, we have to express ourselves as a culture. It's big. We have to say what we got to say and not feel bad about it. And just to, you know, heal anything that may be within us. But we can no longer just, as women, feel as if we're less than. I feel like, you know, and I understand we may feel that way, and I get it, you know, I totally get it. But what are we gonna do to change that? You know, if you still feel that way, what are the steps you're going to take to change that? But yeah, that's all I have today. It's a shorter video, but you know, I'll be posting more. I'm glad you guys are still tuning in and watching my videos. It kind of makes me feel a little bit more confident, you know, the more I keep doing this. But thank you for tuning in. I hope you got something out of this video. I hope you were inspired. I hope you were motivated, or I hope you were empowered to just be you unapologetically.